Good afternoon. My name is Suzanne Avila, and I am the program director of the CNA program at Mount San Antonio College. I am here to go over the healthcare career programs in nursing, primarily the courses offered at the short-term vocational department, continuing education side of the college. The objectives of this presentation, we're going to first define the role of what is a CNA, explore pathways for entry into the healthcare field of nursing as a CNA, describe the criteria to enter short-term vocational healthcare programs for CNA, and describe any opportunities of a career ladder for future work in the field of nursing. What is a CNA? A CNA is a certified nursing assistant. They are also known as an entry-level healthcare provider who is employed in a variety of healthcare settings. The CNA works directly under the supervision of a licensed nurse, and the CNA provides direct hands-on basic care to a patient. The role of the CNA is to provide physical support and preventative health measures within prescribed guidelines to assist the patients in daily activities of living, such as grooming, dressing, oral hygiene, transferring, bathing, and so forth. Where can you work as a CNA? According to Indeed.com, in the city of Los Angeles County alone, CNAs are in high demand. As of yesterday, May 4th, 2020, it was noted that about 564 CNA jobs were available in the city of Los Angeles, California on Indeed.com. Long-term care skilled nursing facilities, subacute rehab facilities, community hospitals, home health, mental health units, and state prisons are facilities that do employ CNAs. How much can you get paid? The salary for a CNA will vary according to the city you work in, primarily. Usually LA County or Orange County tends to pay a little bit higher, but I'll give you an example. LA County jobs for CNA, they currently pay about $14 to $18 hourly. That also might include any medical, dental, vision insurance that is likely to be included by the employer. You might have a retirement plan with the employer, any paid time off, a sign-on bonus, and any tuition reimbursement is an additional benefit some employers may contribute. And I got this information by simply looking on Indeed.com for jobs as a CNA. So just searching on the search engine for jobs as a CNA, there are a lot of employers who do offer these benefits. A day in the life of a CNA. Working as a CNA can allow you to gain quite a bit of insight into the healthcare field of nursing. If you are interested in healthcare, you can get many hours of direct bedside nursing care and crucial social skills in providing care for one-on-one to many patients. Many nursing programs now currently give credit or points to potential nursing students who have been CNAs or who have actively worked as CNAs. So if you work a certain period of time as a CNA, you will gain points towards entry into a nursing program, which then gives you a little advantage towards some other students who have not been a CNA. Sometimes a career ladder is a common choice that some nurses do get. They start off as a CNA and they become either an LVN and eventually do become an RN. So a CNA is a good stepping stone for that. here are the healthcare programs offered at Mount SAC currently. There are, of course, the RN program is on the credit side. You have the psych technician and rad tech program. There's also respiratory therapy. On our side, where I'm at, is the non-credit programs. And this is where you will get the certified nursing assistant program. You will get the the home health aid program. Let me go back there. And also acute CNA. So in order to get into the home health or acute care CNA, as a prerequisite, you have to already be a CNA. Now, these are other additional programs that you can do after you finish the CNA course with the college, and a home health program will certify you to be a certified home health aide, which they usually call CHHA, and I have some more information about that in another slide. How long is a CNA program? Well, to begin with, the program is free. Not a lot of people do know that the program is free. It does consist of two categories though. You have your theory portion, which is all pretty much theory-based lecture, and it is 67 hours of theory. After you're done with the theory part of the program, you get to move on to clinical. With clinical, you complete 108 hours of direct care with a patient in a skilled nursing facility under the supervision of your instructor, who is a nurse. Prior to entrance in the class, you will complete theory and then you will move on to clinical, as I said. And there are currently 2 different programs being offered at different intervals. You have a day program, and then there's also a night program, to which better one suits your needs. And I'll go over the hours with you on that program on the next slide. In order to get into any of these programs or find out dates or information, you need to attend a mandatory orientation to get full, complete information on the dates and paperwork required to get into the program. So here are the differences. For the day program and the night, you're going to finish the same amount of hours. Nothing's different with that except for the time. The day program is going to be very short paced. It's only from Tuesdays through Thursdays. The days are going to be longer. You're going to be attending class from 8:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock, and you're only going to be doing this for about 3.5 weeks. Versus the night. If you look over at the night program, you have the same amount of hours, which is 67 hours of theory, but you will be doing this only from 5 to 9:30 at night on Mondays and Thursdays only. I didn't put how many weeks this program lasts, but this program stretches out to be about 5.5 weeks versus 3.5 weeks. So with that being said, if you like to work at a slower pace, you like to get information that kind of settles in, and you like to take your quizzes and exams a little bit spread out, I would highly recommend the night program, only because it is done at a much slower pace. If you need it quickly, if you're just want to hurry up and start working and jump in there, the day program might be something for you. But you can always speak to a counselor about this, and if they're not able to answer your questions, I'm more than willing and open to meet with you, to talk with you. So for both programs, you do get breaks. The only thing is, for the night program, you don't get a lunch break, okay? So for the day program, you do. This is something that a lot of students like to know ahead of time, and here are the days. Clinical days all stay the same. There are no changes with clinical for day or night. You're either going to go on a Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday. So keep in mind, you will not be going to theory anymore. That part will be over, and all you have to do is go to clinical 2 days a week versus 4 days a week like you had in theory. So once you're done with theory, that is done, and then you start the clinical portion. So you can select, you can either do one or the other days. Once you select a choice though, you're stuck with that choice because there's no changes that can be made. So just make sure that you're aware of your choices and you stick to that, okay? The time for clinical is from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we do have a 1-hour lunch break. So if you're still thinking and you might decide if this is something that you want to get into, here are the requirements. You must be 16 years of age or older. You must have a valid non-laminated Social Security card, although we are accepting other forms of identification. If you have an ITIN number, that is something that California is currently accepting as a form of ID. So ITIN numbers are accepted. You need to have either a valid driver's license or California ID, and your names must match exactly on any identification you have, only because when you start to go in and do your state exam, you might run into some problems with that. So we do have some required fees. Even though the program is free, you will have to purchase uniforms, a textbook, and equipment. And the cost for that is probably going to be about $100 to $200 at the most. If you decide to buy more uniforms, more equipment, that might be a little bit more. I do have loaner books in the class, but you would have to turn it in before the end of the class, so just in case. And there are scholarship applications available for $400 for a student. There are applications for that, and every class, about 5 to 10 students do get a scholarship of $400. The state exam fee is also waived. So the state exam fee can be between $100 to $115, depending on how you take the state exam. The state exam is done either manually or in an audio version. And there are two components to the exam. Either you take, there's two components to the exam. You're gonna either do, you're gonna do both. You're gonna do a written test, which can be done audio or manual, and then you have to do a skills test. And the cost to do that, to get your certification, is between $100 and $115. And that fee is paid for by the ROOP Scholarship Foundation that we have. So you would not need to pay for that. So right now, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're very limited with the amount of people that we can have in the classroom. And we're currently working remotely. With that being said, I am approved to do theory and clinical online, remote learning. So we are doing classes. We are going to do classes. There will be summer classes. If you are interested, we are going to be taking in applicants. Most likely, we're going to do 2 classes. The only thing is right now, we do not have dates to give you yet, but there will be 2 summer programs coming up. One will be a night, the other one will be a day. So we are approved right now for both. So if you need any information, you might want to look at this website at the bottom, and I also have another website to show you in a different slide. Now, after you're done with the CNA course, here are some other options that you can do, and many of the students do that. They, excuse me, after completing the course, they usually go on to take the Certified Home Health Aide course. That is only a 2-week course. It is free. You don't have to buy a book or uniform for that class. The uniforms are already bought upon the time when you go into the CNA class. So the class consists of 21 hours of theory and 21 hours of clinical, and you don't do a state exam for this one. I will submit your paperwork that you completed the class, and you do get your certification. So if you're interested in this job, you can simply look on Indeed.com or Monster and look for home health aide jobs. But I do talk about it in more detail during CNA class. Then, if you're also interested, there's acute care nursing assistant course, which is a 4-week course. It consists of 32 hours of theory and 64 hours of clinical. Now, for this course, this is going to be done in a hospital setting, meaning every student gets to float in different hospital setting areas. And that course also is discussed in more detail during the CNA course. Now, if you do successfully complete the CNA course, this does increase your chances to going into an LVN or into an RN program, as many of you might know. Here's a little bit of labor market info regarding nursing assistants. And this was in 2017, the wages for a nursing assistant, although that has increased now in 2020. And it is growing quite a bit, okay? From back in 2017, the demand is very much needed. So career ladder, a step, or career ladder. Many nurses do begin their career as a CNA. I was a CNA many years ago, and I worked myself up through a career ladder. I started out as a CNA, and I became an LVN, and then I became an RN, and I obtained my bachelor's degree, and now I have my master's degree. So it was a very long career ladder for me. Would I have done it again? Yes, definitely I would have done it again, because any program that I did go into, being a CNA has helped me as a nurse so much. I'm able to do bedside care for patients in any type of setting. So it is, the experience you get is very beneficial. Here is a ladder of success. This is for higher degree nurses. So starting out, you would be a CNA, and it gives you some information over here, required education. Sometimes CNAs move on to go into different other programs. LVN is a very common one. A lot of students do go into and eventually do become an LVN, and then they go on to become an RN. That's a former class of mine. And if you do need any more information, please don't hesitate to contact us. Here is a direct email, or you can also call for information about the CNA program. There will be 2 classes coming up in June, and dates will be posted, and also a mandatory orientation session will be posted for you to attend. Thank you.